Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to the Rampage. I'm your host, Ma'ad, and today we're starting off a little bit different with a Brandy song. And that's okay. This is going to be the song we won't play during the break. We'll get there when we get there. But if you're listening to us live on WBCR.net. Obviously, it's the place to be. We play a lot of good music. There's also a bunch of good shows, so stick around. There are other shows, stick around. Whoa, okay. If you want to know what other shows we have on WBCR, you can follow us on Instagram at WBCR_CUNY, and full episodes, including this one, will be up on WBCR_CUNY. Please don't fight me about how there's only 2 episodes up for the show. I finally found an editor, and we will be getting those out to y'all very shortly. I promise. Please don't fight me. What else? Of course, we have our segment 1-800-SEND-HELP, where if you want advice from me and the team, you can email us or DM us on Instagram. You can email us at therampagewbcr@gmail.com or DM us and follow us on Instagram at therampagewbcr. And we're trying to get a Google Voice number set up for y'all. We love y'all, but, we still haven't set that up yet. We'll let y'all know what the number is to reach out when we reach out. And of course, I'm your host, Ma'ad. I already said that. We have Andy on the board. Say what's up, Andy.
What's up?
We have Stacy behind the camera.
Hey.
We actually have a camera today, y'all. Finally. It took so long to get to this point. But we're here. And we have somebody who's hiding all the way in the corner, pretending not to be here. Our
Hello.
music coordinator. This is...
EJ.
Woo! We're a full house today for the team, And I'm glad. I like it when everybody's here. And because we have a camera, it makes sense for me to do visual descriptions. Today, I'm wearing green. Wearing a green hijab, green button-up shirt, black pants, and black Oxfords. I'm also wearing, oh my gosh, shameless plug, wearing my sister's jewelry brand, where she has moving jewelry. It's called Legesse Jewelry. Y'all should follow her and buy from her business. Thank you very much. I hope she's listening. Anyways, not the point. What is the point? The point of today's episode is we're talking about friendship part 2. So in the last episode when we did friendship, what we covered was, what did we cover? So we defined friendship as a relationship of mutual affection between people. Shout out Wikipedia for definition. We talked about what traits we want out of our friends, friendship deal breakers, and friendship breakups. So I think the last thing we talked about, though, specifically was what was something you ended a friendship over? Do we want to rehash this, or should we just... What do y'all think? Should we answer this question, go around the room, answer the question, or no?
I don't mind. I just don't remember what I said, to be
You don't
honest.
have to remember what you said. It could be something else, just what was something that you ended a friendship over? We'll start with Andy.
Actually, let me go last because I have to collect my
You have
thoughts.
to think?
Yeah.
Okay, so then Stacy, do you have one?
There have been many times when I should have ended a friendship, but I didn't. Oh my God. There was a time when I had a crush on a guy.
Oh, I think I do remember this.
Did I say this last time?
I think so. You might have.
Okay, so I had a crush on a guy in middle school, and my friend knew, and she thought it would be a good idea to plan with another girl to get him to ask me out as a prank. And then literally the same night, he's like, I'm breaking up with you. It was a prank. Haha.
Sick.
And I should have cut her off, to be honest. The other girl I didn't really care about if she did it because I wasn't close with her that much. So I was like,
Right.
Girl, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But the main girl, you're my best friend. Why would you do that to me?
That was your best friend in middle school?
She lives 3 houses down. I always went to her house every day. So it's
oh, that was
I didn't
mean.
expect you to do me dirty like that. The other girl, I probably did expect it, so it's whatever.
That was sick.
Yeah.
Boo, tomato.
Yeah.
Terrible friend. Hope you're better now. And I hope you are better now. And I hope the friend is better now. Ugh. What about you, EJ? What is something you ended a friendship over?
I can't really say, but what I can say is that there's been things where I've kind of taken the back seat to, where certain friends did certain things and I should have ended the relationship, but I didn't. and it just ended up being like a slow burn relationship where we just gradually fall off, and something happens that's like not too major, but too much stuff just amounted to where we were at now. So now I'm just kind of forced to ending the whole relationship.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess, oh my God. So we asked the community, this section of the friendship talk or the friendship episode, we're talking about how to make friends instead of, how to get rid of friends. So we want to hear from you guys, the community. How do you guys make friends? I have, obviously, my list of how to make friends. I have, like, a step-by-step guide. WikiHow should have paid me to make this guide because I'm telling you, like, it feels solid to me. It feels like a solid guide to me. But we want to hear from the community. So what is the community saying, Stacey?
So someone said, you have to be willing to put yourself out there and make the first move because 9 times out of 10, they won't, which I agree with.
I also agree with that. Have you ever tried to make friends in college, bro? Or like friends with people in your classes?
It's hard.
Terrible. If you're not the one going out of your way to be like, oh my God, hey, what's up, you got? Nothing's gonna happen.
Me.
You're never gonna see the person ever again.
That's me.
Ever in your life. So you were right, person who submitted that. Thank you. What's the next one?
Just put some effort into it. Most adults don't even attempt to make new friends anymore.
That is also a good point because I feel like a lot of people are just like comfortable. It's like, okay, I already know all these people. Why do I have to go out of my way to make friends or like meet new people when I already have the people that I have?
Not only that, but like everyone's living their lives and everyone's busy, so they probably feel like they don't even have time to like socialize. So
how can you socialize when you got bills to pay?
Exactly.
Like, terrible. Just terrible. What's the next one?
They said, to be honest, I think after a certain age, we only gain acquaintances.
Ooh. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it kind of goes into what I first said. Like, you meet new people and you socialize with them and stuff, but, like, do you really take it far out to the point where, like, it becomes a friendship? You know?
So it's like you meet people, but do you ever become friends?
Right. Like, y'all just see each other. Like, if it's, like, you guys meet in, like, a common setting, like school or work, like, you guys just talk there, but, like, do you guys take the relationship outside of that environment and, like, let it grow into a friendship, you know? Or do you guys just keep it as acquaintances?
That's a good point. Also, the people at your job are not your friends. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but like I don't care how cool you think they are, those people are not your friends, bro. They're not your friends at all. Are you okay? Y'all can't see EJ because he's hiding in the corner, but he just like moved his glasses and like started shaking his head. I was like, ooh, it's getting bad over there. Do you have something you want to say or no?
No.
Okay. But yeah, highly agree. People at work, they're not your friends, bro. Leave your friends with your friends. Don't be making friends at work.
It depends.
What do you mean it depends? Where do you feel like you can make friends at work?
I be vibing with my coworkers. It'd be mad lit.
It's one thing to like be cool with your coworkers, but it's a whole other thing to like.
Nah, but yeah, you're right. You can't
make them a friend group.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when you all work together, like HR, like all of that, and especially when people get to acting funny. No.
Time out. I'd like to add that you can't make friends at work, but you can work with your friends that were already your friends before work. I feel like that's fun.
Yeah. Because I feel like the people at work
that
are
works.
more like acquaintances.
Yeah.
Like, chill, you can like have a good time, but you can't say that too much. Because like what Mia was saying, HR and like people.
So like when you come into like a new job and it's like all the coworkers is there, everybody's cool. You could be cool with them, but like going to work for your friends, like you feel like that's cool?
Nah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because you said going to work with your friends is fine.
Yeah, going to work with people that happen to be your friends before you work there is fine. But making friends at work, I think that like that's taboo for me now. I'm just not gonna do it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I don't know, bro. I'm trying to think. Like, is that? I don't know. I feel like that could also blow up too. Like, you know, when girls like go on a girl trip to Miami and then the friendship like blows up. It's kind of like that, where it's just like if you go and you work with your friends, or like people also say that about like moving in with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's completely different to like work with somebody and to be cool with them and like to hang out with them. So I feel like low key, that's kind of the same thing.
It's kind of like that saying, "Don't mix business and pleasure." Like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, if you guys, unless you guys are like really, really, really solid where like nothing can break your friendship, let something happen at work and then let someone else be petty and then it's like, all right, friendship over, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's possible, EJ?
Yeah, it is.
Has it happened to you?
No comment.
No comment? Okay. Fair. Did anybody else say anything about how to make friends?
This one's funny. They just said you don't.
Well, damn. I didn't know it was like that. Y'all ever seen that meme where it's just like, I don't need friends, they disappoint me? And then the woman just does a pose at the end. They like zoom out. She does like a weird pose. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Okay. How do y'all make friends though? Like, you guys are all adults in this room. How do you all make new friends, if you make new friends? I'm gonna start with Andy.
You basically said it before, going up to people. I'm a talkative person.
You just go up to people straight up?
Yeah, or like, I mean, because we're in college, so, you know, people in your classes.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you have classes with the same people over like different, like 3 or 4 classes, you know, you already get accustomed to them, so then you gotta start making plans after class, you know, and then take it from there.
Makes sense.
Now, like, if you're in that public space, I know there's like, you know, there's wine tasting or there's like, you know, arts and crafts, but I haven't gotten to that level yet. I don't think I even would do something like that.
So you go out into public and so you're not the type of person to like go out in public and just like start talking to strangers?
Yeah.
That's not you?
Nah.
That's fair. What about you, Stacey? How do you make friends, if you make friends?
Well, I feel like it's easier to make friends at like school or work than like anywhere else, like a coffee shop or something in a public setting. But if it's like school or work, like, I don't know, I'll like start off by like talking to them about something related to like that environment, like, oh, like, did we get any homework, or I'm that type of person. Even if so I'll ask questions like that, and then from there kind of like try and drift it off to something else, see if like we have things in common. But like with some people, it's easier to make a friendship with them just because we click easily.
Yeah.
With others, I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I gotta like work a little harder to like build something there, like, you know.
I hear you. It is really hard to like try. Y'all ever try making friends with somebody? One at a time. You ever had like a friend crush on somebody where it's like, I want to be your friend so bad, but I don't know how to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk to you at all. That's happened to me before in high school, where I was just like, I really want to be this person's friend, and I just felt like I was such a loser, and I was like, I can't be this person's friend. Like, I don't think they would ever like be my friend. But then like later on, I think it was like years later, because like we both follow each other on Insta. So I think I like hit him up. I was just like, yo, like, do you want to hang out this summer? Whatever. He's like, yeah, sure. I mean, we ended up not hanging out. That was for like unrelated reasons, but still, it was just like, you know, like, this person doesn't think I'm a loser. You know, I could have been this person's friend, and you know, it would have been cool. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. What about you, EJ? How do you make new friends? If you make new friends.
I feel like I just go on a bunch of like side quests. Well, some people call it side quests, but I just really think that it's just me exploring like what I like. So for example, like back in the day, like I used to skateboard. So you go to different skate parks, you meet like a whole bunch of new people, and depending on the setting that you're going, the people are more like susceptible to conversation without the fear of like being like too different to where you have nothing to talk about in common. So I feel like once you talk to enough people, you could just go out and talk to anybody, really. So I feel like just practice talking to people and you'll talk to more people in the future, and it'll be easier for you. But yeah, explore what you like and find people in those places that you like doing what you like to do.
Nice. I like that. I think that's also a little bit on my outline. So, you kind of, what was I going to say? You kind of touched on what I was going to talk about. So, this is Mi'ad's survival guide. No, what is it? No, Mi'ad's declassified friend survival guide. Okay? WikiHow should have paid me for this. All right? This is how to make friends as an adult. All right? So, to EJ's point, the first step is to go where like-minded people are and to go often. How else are you going to strike up a conversation? It's easier to strike up a conversation with somebody that you keep seeing over and over again, like Andy said, talking to somebody in class, talking to somebody that you see often. It's easier to, like, approach them because, like, they've seen you, you've seen them. You know this person. They're not a stranger. They're not going to, like, attack you or anything, And also, if they already have an interest that you like, it's easier to connect. So if you are in school, not everybody is, but if you are in school, you join organizations or clubs that match your interests, because then that's how you find like-minded people, right? Exactly. If you aren't in school, it's going to be a little bit harder. Not going to lie. You're going to have to leave the house. Put yourself out there. You can't make friends inside your bed. Maybe on the internet, but like, What do you mean?
I mean, not to like toot my own horn, but I have a really good balance of like internet life and like real life. So I feel like you can make really good close friends online. Like I feel like most of my friends who are like online, like first of all, like I met them on Discord and I've seen them before. Like we've chat on like video chat and stuff like that. So it's not really like weird, but they do live like a couple states over, and we do have that relationship where I can talk to them about certain stuff and they can talk about me about certain stuff, and
Facts.
it's like a friend relationship without meeting. Like I don't know, it's online friends are important.
A long distance friendship.
A long distance friendship, yes, those work.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, that
I'm not
reminds
gonna
you of
say
those
nothing.
back in the day, BO2, those.
Huh?
Yeah,
Game lobby
BO2,
chats.
game lobby chats.
That's where the bros were made.
1v1 me turns into add me, and then now you have a friend that you haven't spoken to in 10 years because you weren't up to date with them.
Like because you lost the match, now we're dissing you, we're dissing your friends, we're dissing your family.
Good times. Good times.
Okay, I wasn't trying to bash internet friends. At some point I was gonna get to it in my
I'm sorry.
outline about internet friends. So we love internet friends, but I'm saying if you want to make friends in real life, this is how we do it. You could make friends from your bed. I'm sorry, EJ. You could make friends from your bed, from your bedroom, from your
Office space.
the place where you play video games. You can make friends there. But if you want to make friends in real life, you gotta leave the house.
A little bit harder.
It's a little bit harder, but you gotta leave the house. So if you aren't in school, you could go to book clubs, libraries, bookstores, hang out at a coffee shop, museums, community centers, bookstores, craft stores. You know how many people I met at a craft store? I met many people at craft stores. Not many. It was like one girl. And she goes here. Actually, wait. Let me tell the story. She was so cute. Her name was Franceline. And I was in there buying yarn. Y'all know me. I'll be crocheting. So I was in the yarn aisle looking for yarn. Duh. And she came in and she saw me. And she was like, oh, like, I like your headphones, whatever. I was like, oh, yeah, thank you, whatever. We get to talking. And she was just like, yeah, I go to Brooklyn College. I'm like was she a fashion major? Or like art major? Something like that. We get to talking and she's telling me how she wants to make a sculpture and she doesn't know what material to use. And she's like, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then I bumped into her on campus. A couple times. That was nice. It was a cute little experience. So go to the craft store, y'all. I don't know. Maybe you don't even gotta like arts and crafts, but just like go to the craft store. You can meet a friend. Other places you can go that people go to: art galleries, summits, conferences, conventions. I know a lot of people like to go to different conventions for different kinds of stuff, like anime, like superheroes, like comic books, all kinds of conventions.
Comic-Con,
Yep. A lot of conventions, bro. concerts. I know people be making friends at concerts all the time. That's a thing.
Yep.
And like I said earlier, online forums and apps are valid too. Okay. Thank you. So how do you talk to strangers once you're in the same space with them with similar interests? What do y'all think you should do? When you're in the same place with somebody, you see somebody and you're like, oh, I want to be their friend so bad, so bad. What do you do?
A tip that someone gave me is like you could start off by giving them a compliment.
I'll put that down. What else? What is your strategy? EJ, what is your strategy when you see somebody that you want to talk to?
I don't know. It's really kind of hard to say. It's like, it's very like situational. Like, I feel like I just come up with anything like on the spot.
Do you have a go-to, or it's just like, oh, depends on the person?
I would most likely like lead with like a compliment or like something that they're doing in that moment.
Right.
For example, like if they're like at like a game convention, it's like, oh, I didn't know that you played that character. Did you know that X, Y, and Z could da 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 da? And the conversation would just stem from there. But yeah.
Nice. I like that. I would also compliment a person. I feel like that's the easiest way to get them to like talk to you, respond back to you, whatever. What about you, Andy? What do you do when you see somebody that you want to talk to?
Yeah, either a compliment or like I'll ask even a question. Like, hey, do you know where this is at? And then I would follow with a compliment. Oh, I like your sneakers. Or like, oh, what are you doing here? Type.
Right, and then just keep it going from there.
Going, yeah.
What's the nature of this visit?
Nice weather we're having, I think. But yeah, that is also on my list. You ask somebody a question. And the question could be simple, like, do you know what time it is? Or do you have a phone charger? Or something more complicated and silly, like, can you help me understand this thing that I'm reading about? Or, is water wet? What do y'all think? Do y'all think water is wet?
I think water makes things wet, but that doesn't mean that it could be in and of itself wet, you know? Like, it's kind of like, no.
Okay. What about you? What about Stacy? Angie? Is water wet?
If it makes you wet, then I say yes.
Okay. Fair. What about you, Andy?
Nah,
do you think water's wet?
Water's not wet.
It's not wet? Interesting.
Yeah, it's just the thing that makes the thing wet.
But water itself can't be wet.
It's almost like it's fire burning.
Is fire hot?
I was about to ask that too.
I think fire is hot, y'all. Okay, fire is hot. Like, damn, I feel like fire is hot. Sorry. And I feel like water is wet. Sorry. If you disagree, sorry. But anyways, we have a minute until we go to break, so I'm going to do this very, very, very fast. I'm going to summarize this last point for y'all before we go to break. So the goal is just to get people talking to you, bro. That's really all it is. The hardest part is just starting. The hardest part is just, like, that initial conversation starter, that initial, like, walking up to them and being like, oh, my God, hi, you know? That's really it. But once you get somebody talking, just keep the conversation going and don't force anything. If the conversation stops, let it stop. If the conversation keeps going, let it keep going. See where it takes you. Obviously be safe, but, like, you know, keep the conversation going. See where it takes you. Unfortunately, it's 1:25, so we're going to break. We're going to play a little music for y'all. What are we playing this week, EJ, for this break?
Best Friend by Brandy.
Okay. Andy, play that music, and we'll see y'all after this. Hello. And we're back. Thank you guys for listening. And before the break, we were talking about how to approach people when we are interested in them or just we want to be their friend. We said the goal was just to get people starting up conversation with you, just to get them talking. But what should you do after that? Once you have the interaction with the person, everything goes cool. You guys exchange information. You ask for their contact information. You ask for their phone number or their social media. By the way, when y'all go out and when you meet people, do you guys ask for phone numbers or for, like, somebody's Instagram? What do you use to keep up with people?
Their Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram. You know, I be doing the Instagram thing too, but then I realized, like, I don't have anybody's phone number. And I like having people's phone numbers, you know? It just feels like more real. Because also, like, if somebody just goes off the grid on Instagram, then what? It's just like, damn, you know, I really wanted to know what the hell going on with you. I noticed that you just disappeared. You deactivated. But, like, how am I supposed to reach out to you now? You know? So I realized like to ask for people's phone numbers more often now. That's my thing. I try to anyway. I am also an Instagram girly, and I like live on Instagram, unfortunately. So, you know. But anyways, so what should we do once you have the person's Instagram? You guys are mutuals now. You've met. You've talked. What do you do now? Basically, you just gotta keep it going from there. Wouldn't you say?
I think we missed a step.
What
I think you
what
should
step did I
run your
miss?
background check.
Run a background check?
I was just thinking that too.
Like,
What do you
the
mean
whole
run a
point
background check?
Of taking the Instagram rather than the phone number, 'cause
Uh-huh.
you can kind of like scroll through and see like what that person's about.
Uh-huh.
If you should even be talking to that person.
Right.
The posts they post, are they aligned with what you align yourself with, or
Ooh.
X, Y, and Z? I feel like that's very important.
I didn't even think about running a background check on people. That's a good
You have to.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You, Andy, do you run background checks on people?
Of course, I like to see who I'm dealing with.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm not trying to be affiliated with a delinquent.
Delinquent. Whoa. Okay, excuse me. I didn't know that was what you did. But okay. I didn't even know that this was like when you heard sorry. When I heard background check, I really thought you meant like federal, like go and look them up.
No.
And like literally like have you paid your taxes this year, you know? I thought that was what you meant when you said background check. But it's just like feel them out. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So if you like the person, you've spoken to them. You have the Instagram. You ran your background check. You feel like they're a decent person. You know? And you're like, I like you. I feel like I could talk to you. I feel like you're cool. How do you keep the thing going from there? How do you keep the relationship going from there? What do y'all do? What do you do? What do you do, Andy?
Like going out, you know, whether it's in the city or, you know, walk in the park. You know, it just, you know, spices it up a bit instead of the, you know, hey, how you doing? How your day has been?
Mm-hmm. So you
via
just
text.
go straight to making plans with the person.
Oh yeah, you know, over time you don't want to do it
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden. 'Cause
Okay, so
then
like how much time should you wait before you start making plans with somebody?
I say like 2 weeks and a half, maybe 3.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting time. How you came up with that timeline?
I don't know. I like to have everything in a slow pace. I don't like to rush things.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd like
Fair.
to take my time.
fair. What about you, Stacey? It's like you see the person. How do you keep the relationship going with somebody that you just met that you really, really wanted to be friends with? What do you do?
I would keep the conversation going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like once I get their contact, like we'll chat for a few days, and then after some time, I'll be like, hey, like I was wondering if you want to like hang out, you know, go to this spot or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah.
So after a few days, you would hang out with somebody.
No, not after a few days. I don't have a specific like timeline for it, but I guess like when I feel comfortable enough, like okay, like I think you're cool, like
Uh-huh.
I think we should like actually like go hang out in person and meet up, you know.
Uh-huh. But just like eventually you get to that point where it's like we should meet up.
Yeah.
Fair. What about you? What do you do to keep the relationship going?
I think however we like met mutually, or however I found you,
Mm-hmm.
we would talk about that like a little bit more, and then
Mhm.
maybe our like first like outing would be like that same activity to just kind of like buffer it out and see how we both like enjoy doing that same activity that we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know, I feel like once we feel comfortable, like it's like a mutual decision. Like you would know when somebody wants to see you further or speak to you in a different setting. So it's really depending on the person.
Mm.
But I would wait for however long it takes.
Okay, fair. I like that. So some things that I would do. Actually, we have 2 guests in the room. They are Sebastian and Renee, who's our editor. Oh my God, hey. So actually, I want to ask you guys, what would you guys do? How do you guys keep up the relationship with somebody that you want to be friends with? I know this is kind of sudden, like really, really sudden, but just like, what do you guys do? Oh my God, first of all, say hi.
How you guys doing? Am I good on the levels?
Hi.
I'm cool. Okay. So honestly, I think it depends on like the attraction, like how you guys feel each other. So it could be like a couple days, it could be like a week, it could
Uh-huh.
be 2 weeks, it could be a month. It just depends on like how y'all feeling. But like As far as what I would do for a date, um, I'd I'd usually ask like a bunch of questions to see how they like how they see things. So like probably I'll be like, what do you like to do? Things like that. I think like what I'll probably do is probably go to like the movies or something, or like maybe like a museum date, things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, date like romantic?
I mean, if that's how I'm feeling, yeah, for sure. If it's like if I'm
Okay.
getting trying to like to know the person, for sure.
Okay, fair. What about you, Renee? What do you do when you see somebody that you just met and you're like, I think you're cool, but now it's like you have each other's contact information. What do you do to keep it going?
I feel like I have to be like friends with somebody first.
Yeah.
So we go out on like a few friend dates, kind of get the vibes. Sebastian took my idea of like a museum date or like, like a walk through the park or something. But like I feel like I get to know the person first and then we can like go from there to see if it's going to work romantically. Like, that's a whole different
Right.
type of
It is a
thing.
whole other beast getting to know somebody romantically. That's why we're starting off with friendship. Starting off small. So here's some things that I came up with. Wait, Stacey, did I ask you?
Did you? I think so.
I think I did ask you.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I wanted to cover all the bases. So here's some things that I would do to keep a relationship going with somebody that I met. I liked them. They were really cool. And we keep it going. This is what I would do. Send memes, things that remind you of them. Strike up conversation whenever you can. Ask for their opinion on things big or small. Invite them to hang out with you, like we all said. Give gifts. They don't have to be expensive. They just got to be thoughtful. That's my thing. I don't want nothing crazy from you. I just want it. Like, it's the thought that counts. It really is the thought that counts. Compliment the person. Support the new thing that they're doing. Cook for them if you into that. Invite them to your house. Invite them to fun stuff and things that matter to you. How do we feel about this list, y'all?
It's a pretty solid
Good
list. Yeah.
Thanks. I thought so. Yeah. Man, as the classified friend survival guide. Come on. Okay, so, friendships are ultimately people that we choose to hang out with, right? And like EJ said, you got to choose wisely. You got to feel out the person. You got to see what you're getting yourself into as much as possible, right? So we shouldn't be quick to choose because, obviously it's not a very big decision, but like it's important, the people that you surround yourself with, right? Because it should be people that you enjoy being around. They bring up your mood. They make you feel good. They leave you feeling refreshed after being with them. Like, good friendships can really turn your whole life around, I feel like. Good friendships are so important. So another reason why friendship is important is because when I did my research, they said that your personality is comprised of the 5 closest friends you have. What do y'all think about that? Do you feel like that's true? Does it reflect?
I think it's accurate. Have you seen those videos that are like when I accidentally share personality 1 with group 5 or something like that? I think it's kind of like that. Where like I act differently around like different friends. I don't know how to explain it, but like
It makes sense. Yeah, different people bring out different parts of you.
yeah. That way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like code switching.
A little bit.
It's kind of like code switching.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Makes sense. Also, it's just like kind of like if you at work, you can't be talking how you talk at work, how you talk with your friends. It's not the same. It doesn't make sense for it to be the same. What about you, Andy? Do you feel like 5 of your closest friends make up your personality? Like, do you see their behavior in your behavior?
Of course, you gotta. I feel like my friends are in connection with like the goals that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, with me, I'm all about self growth. Bringing up each other up,
Mm-hmm.
and we just it's the connection of ideas. But yeah, because a lot of my friends, the ones that I've been, had for a while, they've been with me since middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just have that relationship. Here and there you have a couple more coming from high school or college,
Mm-hmm.
but it's that set foundation.
Right. Ooh. Right. Makes sense. Do you feel like you guys share the same interests even as you grow up, even as you grow older together? Do you feel like things are still the same, or like is everybody like branching out, doing their own thing, and you all support?
I mean, yeah, we had this conversation, I think a few episodes back, but yeah, just because y'all don't talk a lot doesn't mean that you don't have that close,
Right.
connection with them. Yeah, like it's one phone call away, one text won't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I reach out to them, they reach out to me. We keep it like that.
Makes sense. Makes sense. What about you, EJ? Do you feel like that's true? 5 of your closest friends make up your personality?
Yeah, definitely. But what I will say is that some friends you don't really have because they're aligned with your goals. Some friends you're just friends with them because of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really reflective on what you want to do later on in the future. So I will say, like, most of your friends make up who you are and who you will be, and which is why you need to be careful who you associate yourself with, because they can pull you and drag you into certain things. But for the most part, that is true.
Okay.
For my friends, at least.
Trying to think. The 5 people that I'm closest to, I feel like we definitely share, like, traits. It doesn't even have to be that we share interests, but, like, we definitely share traits. Like, we both value, like, communication. We both value, like, I don't know, like, being family-oriented, like, stuff like that, you know? So I feel like that is mostly true. Yeah. So, also, I just want to say I am a Muslimic, and I just came back from Ramadan. You know, I was in Saudi Arabia last week. So, you know, we have to bring back Muslimanity, you know, come back to Muslimanity. So this is a hadith as well, which is a saying of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So basically he says, a man is upon the religion of his best friend, so let one of you look at whom he befriends, which is basically what we've been saying. Like, be careful who you're friends with, because you do the same thing that your friends do, essentially. And there's another one that says, the example of a good friend in comparison with a bad friend is like that of the musk seller, or like perfume seller, we could think of, and the blacksmith's bellows. From the musk seller, you would either buy musk or enjoy its good smell, while the blacksmith's bellows would either burn your clothes or house, or you get a nasty smell. So it's like, be careful who you hang around, because, you know, it lingers on you, you know? Also, friends can influence your behavior, your attitudes, and results. So you should surround yourself with people you admire. You shouldn't surround yourself with losers. What is the Cat Williams quote where he was on Shannon Sharp, where it's like, you associate yourself with losers?
It's sad that you have an allegiance.
You have an allegiance
like
to
that.
losers.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. We don't want to be like that. We want to, you know, surround ourselves with, I don't want to say winners, because that sounds funny. Surround yourself with people that you like. Not losers. No losers. No losers all 2024. Come on. No losers. So yeah. There's also a study from Dr. David McClelland of Harvard that says, come through research. Okay, come on. Listen, I really prepared this outline for y'all. Come on. So the research says that your friends can affect up to 95% of your life.
That's a large
chunk.
chunk.
Yeah.
Right. I said the same thing. I was just like, damn, that's mad crazy. 95%? 95%? But, like, imagine if you're friends with a bunch of hater, negative Nancy people, every time you try to do something, they try to tear you down, or, like, you try something new. Somebody calling me. Ooh, can't answer that right now, but it's okay. Every time you try something, every time you try to do something, they're hating on you. How successful can you be? So I'm thinking about that. Like, 95% of your life. Can you imagine? The 5 people that's closest to you, and they hating on you all the time? What exactly can you get done? What would you do? You know?
First of all, why are you even still there?
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you still friends with people that's hating on you?
You gotta cut that out ASAP.
Right. No friends with haters. So, another thing to keep in mind is, what's going on? Ooh, I only have 10 minutes left. I really want to get through everything that I gotta say, but it's okay. One at a time. So another important thing to keep in mind, especially if you are very giving or you crave really deep relationships, like me, I'm like that. Not everybody's going to satisfy that for you, right? So it's like, if you want a really, like, deep connection where, like, whoa, you could, like, sorry, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Where it's like, you have, like, you want, like, really deep connections, like, as many of those as possible, because, like, it just does it for you. It feels more fulfilling, you know. It's good when you can have people that you could vent to. They give you good advice. You feel like you could talk to them about whatever. You could come to them about whatever. I think, like, those friendships are very important to me. But not everybody that you make friends with is going to do that for you, because not everybody has that capacity. not everybody, one, is like emotionally intelligent enough to do that, but also like there's a friend for every season, you know, and that's also something important to keep in mind. There's the friend that you go to brunch with, the friend that you hang out with every 6 months because, you know, that's just what the dynamic is. There's the friend that supports you whenever you do a new thing, and you support them whenever you do a new thing, whenever they do a new thing. There's the friends that you talk to every day, friends that you talk to not every day, you know? It's like friend for every season, friend for every season. There's a friend that you cry to, you call them, you FaceTime them, you're crying, not running down your nose, you know? Terrible time. But, you know, you can call them for that. You don't call everybody for that, you know? And that's okay. That's okay. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't go out there, seek it out, find the deep relationship people, but just enjoy people for what they can give you, for what they can offer you. And decide, is this enough for me? And if it's not enough for you, you don't have to be friends with them no more. You know? Just like, see what people can provide you. And if you're okay with that, you stay. And if you're not okay with that, you got to go. Got to go. But yeah, so my next point. What is my next point? Oh, I think I addressed this. Right, so if you ever feel like one of your friends is moving funny, what do y'all do? I'm going to start with Stacy.
I have to say something about it.
Yes. Talk about it. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask them, be like, yo, like, I noticed, like, this has been going on with you lately.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you acting this way?
Mm-hmm. Stacy's confrontational.
No, not all the time, but
But sometimes.
sometimes.
Okay, Stacy confrontational sometimes. Not all the time. What about you, Andy? What do you do when a friend is acting funny?
I gotta check them. I gotta tell them straight up, yo, why you moving this way?
Uh-huh.
I'm not liking this negative activity.
Okay, so Andy is very confrontational. 10 toes down. Right.
Well, I'm not gonna come at it at a, excited way, but I will tell them, like,
you're not gonna be
take them to the
aggressive.
side and know that, like, yo, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, you're just direct. You're not aggressive.
I mean, I can be
You could
But
be aggressive, but, just direct,
Yeah. Calm before the storm. That's what I always like to say.
Excuse me. I didn't know you was like that. My fault. I don't want to mess with Andy. I don't want no problems with Andy. What about you, EJ? What do you do when one of your friends is moving funny?
Due to current events, I think that I won't speak on this right now.
Okay, you will not disclose.
Yeah, I
Fair.
will not disclose.
Fair point. What about Sebastian and Renee? Do you guys have anything you want to share? You don't have to share. You don't have anything to say. It's okay.
No, I just press them.
You just, like, put them up against the wall like this and shake them. And you're like,
Like
why
I'm a
are you
bully.
acting like this?
Yeah,
right.
like I'm a bully.
Right.
'Cause
Fair.
you gotta figure out what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like, here's another thing. I really don't like people where it's like, if you have issues with friends and, like, you just let it accumulate, it's like your friend does something that bothers you, but you don't say anything about it. And then they do another thing that bothers you, you don't say anything about it. And then you just wait until it, like, piles up to say something about it. I don't know, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's me. I feel like if something happens, we got to talk about it. If I don't like how you're acting, we got to talk about it. Don't let things stack up. Because then, like, you build resentment over time, and it's just, like, building that resentment towards somebody that you're supposed to like, that you're supposed to want to be around. It's not cool. It's a bad feeling. It's not good for you. It's not good for them. It's not good for the relationship. Just direct communication is the key. Direct communication is the key. So here is my guide for whenever one of your friends is moving funny. Here's what you should do. Oh my God, I'm going to see if I can bang it out in the 5 minutes that we have left. It's okay. I can do this. Okay, so it goes back to what I said earlier. Decide what kind of friend they are, and maybe if you're expecting more than they can provide right now. Are they stressed? Are they busy? Can they not be there because they're going through something difficult? Maybe their mom just died. Maybe their cat just died. I don't know. Maybe their frog died. I don't know. And they just can't be there for you right now because of whatever's going on in their life. Another thing to consider is maybe they just don't know that you expect this of them. Everybody has different expectations of friendship or, like, what friends are supposed to do. But, like, not everybody was raised the same. Not everybody has the same, background to be like, okay, everybody agrees that, like, this is what a friend should do. Yeah. Like, going back to Stacey's story of, like, your friend that was being a hater. She probably thought she was being funny. But, like, that wasn't cool. at all. And she was supposed to be your best friend.
My
your
best friend at that,
right?
yeah.
You know? Shouldn't have to be like that. Shouldn't have to be like that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so maybe people just don't know that you expect them. For example, I heard people be breaking up with friends because they be late all the time. I'm sorry. I am the friend that's late all the time.
I was about
I don't
to
know
say
what
me
to tell
too.
y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all. But, like, my thing is I communicate that before I make plans with people. So that way they know who I am. They know who I am. It's not because, like, I hate you that I'm late. I'm literally just late because I don't know what time it is. I really don't know what time it is. It's not because I hate you. But some people, like, I do understand this. Like, don't be wasting people's time. You know, people's time is valuable. Don't be late. Just, like, be considerate. But, like, if you're running late, you could communicate that. Don't just, like, go ghost. You know? Again, it all goes back to communication. That's the common theme here. It all goes back to communication. Maybe your friend forgot that you had a special thing. Like, you wanted a friend to come to your thing, and they didn't come, and now you're like, ooh, like, you're a weirdo. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they have a hard time remembering stuff. I don't know. Like, your birthday or whatever, you know? Just, like, be considerate of that as well. You don't have to be. Maybe it bothers you, but you know. Maybe they don't have the money to reciprocate gifts. You know, maybe it's like you got your friend a gift, but they don't get you nothing. It's like, I don't like that. You know? Maybe they don't have money for gifts. Maybe they don't hate you. They're just broke. You know? Maybe they're unemployed. I don't know. But what I will say is, if it is a behavior that you notice from them for a long period of time that you don't like or that they're not reciprocating, you can decide what you want to do at the end of the day. If you want to match the energy, like they're being funny, so now I'm going to be funny, you could do that. If you want to confront them about why they're moving funny, I advise that. You know, you could do that. And then see if things change or, like, stop being as friendly with them. Like, you could decide what you want to do after the confrontation, I feel like. Like, it's one thing to just, like, be weird, but then it's like you don't know why they're being weird. So, like, you could match the energy, you could not match the energy. It's up to you at the end of the day. But yeah, so I feel like you should have a conversation with your friend first. Why are you being weird, friend? And then they'll be like, this is what's going on, friend. I'm sorry for being weird. Then it's like, I respect you. Thank you for telling me, friend. Now we could be friends, you know? But if after you confront them, they're still moving weird, and it's like if nothing changes, then, you know, you could either stop being as close or just stop being their friend, you know? All of this ultimately depends on your relationship with them and how much energy you put into the relationship with them. Also, how much do you care about this friendship? Do you care a lot about the friendship? Do you care a little bit about the friendship? Does it not matter to you that much? It's up to you. It's all up to you. Are there concrete examples of this person showing up for you or providing you some kind of value? You know? Are they been there? Have they been there for you? That kind of thing. You know? But yeah. So really, at the end of the day, if your friend is being weird, talk to them about it. And if you feel like nothing comes out of it, then friendship gone. Unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, bro, I feel like if your longtime friend is being weird, it's like, damn, like, you was my best friend since 6th grade. Now you want to act weird? Damn. Hate that for you, bro. Hate that for you, OD. Or, oh my God, I just thought about this. What if your friend ends up being, like, racist or, like, a weirdo like that? Like, not friends since 6th grade? And you also got to get packed up. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been the Rampage. It is unfortunately time to go. We will see y'all next week. I think so. Yep, we'll see y'all next week. This has been the Rampage, and I think we're done talking about friendship. Communicate, y'all. Communicate.
We love friendship.
We love friendship. But yeah, see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.